on TMZ.
Did not see this coming, but we finally have a winner in the Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni war. And it's Blake Lively in a shocking decision from the court.
The lawsuits filed by Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer have been dismissed in their entirety.
Does this mean she won?
Well, he needs hers to get dropped also. So they don't have to settle, nobody has to admit anything. That would be the best case. But right now, she wins.
The LA protests over the Trump administration's immigration raids devolved into pure chaos. President Trump ordered thousands of federal troops to descend on California over the governor's objections. There were rioting in the street, there were fires being set.
They lit a bunch of Waymos on fire.
Yeah, why the innocent Waymos?
The Waymos are like, please save us. Big development, Diddy's defense team has moved for a mistrial. They think the prosecutors got perjured testimony on the stand from Cassie.
If Cassie's credibility is undermined, it's a big deal for the prosecution.
She very successfully painted him as this monster.
But they all have. So yeah, maybe their stories are a little bit mixed up. It doesn't dismiss what Diddy has done.
Not to you, but he just has to convince one person.
Billie Eilish has seemingly confirmed her romance with Nat Wolff. And all I have to say is we have lost another one.
Who?
The lesbians. First it was JoJo, the second one was Fletcher, and then Billie.
Hang in there, you'll get somebody back.
You could get Sabrina Carpenter out of this.
I know, actually I want her. I'll take her actually.
I hope you get her, actually.
Charlie, she's already on her team in our mind, dude.
And boom, just like that, Justin Baldoni's lawsuits dropped. His defamation claims against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, the New York Times, all dismissed by the judge.
All dismissed?
All dismissed in their entirety. That she has won an outright victory. Wow.
So what happened? Well, the judge based his opinion on the fact Blake included her allegations in a civil rights complaint, and the Times relied on that complaint for their story. In his ruling, he says the Times reviewed the available evidence and reported, perhaps in a dramatized manner, what it believed to have happened. The Times had no obvious motive to favor Lively's version of events. And if the article isn't defamatory, then any claims of a conspiracy between Lively, Reynolds, and the Times are also dismissed.
Dude, he's finished.
He's finished.
Well, Baldoni can appeal, but that means more lawyers and more money, and get this.
The judge temporarily put aside the issue of whether or not he has to pay all of her legal fees, which is often the case in defamation claims, but he's giving the plaintiffs the right to file a motion seeking all the attorney's fees, which will be in the multi-millions of dollars.
Was anyone low-key hoping it would go to trial, though?
It's still gonna go to trial.
Yeah, Baldoni's claims are dismissed, but Blake Lively's lawsuit is full steam ahead.
Now, there are pending motions to dismiss that as well.
He needs hers to get dropped also, because that's the best case scenario for both parties, right? So they don't have to settle, nobody has to admit anything, but right now, she wins.
The judge is wrong, obviously. I mean,
Well, what do you mean the judge is wrong?
big Baldoni guys.
So, what happens next? Does Baldoni press on and file that appeal? Dunno.
Celine Dion out in Las Vegas supporting Coldplay as Chris Martin shouts her out.
Let's hear it for the legendary Celine Dion.
She posted on Instagram after and said it was unforgettable of like her. Is that her dancing?
Dang, she was getting it.
By the way, you want to show people that you're doing fine from the stiff person syndrome? That'll do it.
I love how they give out those like light up bracelets at their concert.
Well, I think they were the ones that started it, right?
Wait, Coldplay started neon bracelets?
Coldplay is widely credited with popularizing the use of light up wristbands at concerts.
I mean, it looks sick. How could you not like this?
Because every song sounds the same. Every song sounds exactly the same.
What's your favorite song?
Coldplay's?
No, just in general. What's your favorite band song?
Amy Winehouse, I think, is the best.
I was not expecting him to say that.
Jason just like, you gotta make me go to rehab.
That is so random.
You're looking at horrifying images from Los Angeles this weekend, where ICE protests have escalated very quickly.
The LA protests over the Trump administration's immigration raids devolved into pure chaos on Sunday. There were rioting in the street, there were fireworks being shot off, actually fires being set, graffiti everywhere.
And squaring off behind the unrest, the president and California's governor.
He's acting recklessly. He's acting unlawfully. He's putting people's lives at risk.
There's obviously created a standoff between Governor Newsom and Donald Trump, two political archenemies. President Trump's ordered thousands of federal troops to descend on California, the first time since 1965 that a president has ordered federal troops into a state over the governor's objections.
And Governor Newsom, who claimed he had things under control, thinks the president has made things worse.
These are images that Donald Trump created. He wants a civil war on the streets of America.
And now Newsom is filing multiple lawsuits.
Tom Homan, the border czar, has said that if Gavin Newsom gets in the way, that federal troops are authorized to arrest Governor Newsom.
To which Newsom says,
"Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy."
And to which Trump says,
I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great.
what Trump also probably thinks is great, the way it all lined up.
Trump is very happy with the timing. The issue on which he is most popular is immigration, and this is deflecting all of the problems he had with Musk. Really, the economy, his popularity is at an all-time low, including his first term. So this is a great time for Donald Trump.
But not so much for Newsom, the people of California, and their self-driving cars.
All the Waymos that were totally burned up. Like, why Waymo?
The Waymos are like, please save us.
Let's just hope this all gets resolved peacefully.
Breaking news, Kylie Jenner still has big old melons.
Oh my God, Jackson.
What's so wrong with that? It's true. She stepped out in LA on Saturday night to celebrate her friend's birthday. She went to the Nice Guy. This is a skin-tight KHY dress.
The problem for her now is people stared at her already, but now everyone's looking at her going, huh. So that's 450 cc's.
Since Kylie has released the intricacies of her breast implants, a lot of celebrities have been following suit.
It's great. It's a good trend.
So I prefer to be like, leave the magic. You know what I mean? Why are you telling us the truth?
You don't want to know how the bread's made.
No, leave the magic.
No, we don't care about that.
I prefer to.
Us girls want to hear it. Her boobs any differently? No.
No, differently.
No, hold on. I think it is good because now you understand the number behind that. You're like, oh, that's...
You're not even saying the right number. Yeah. It's 445,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I rounded up.
45 cc's behind the muscle, perfection, dude.
Huge development in the Diddy case, with his defense team now calling for a mistrial, claiming that the prosecution presented untrue testimony from Cassie on the stand.
So this all surrounds that incident that Brianna Bongalan testified about, where she says Diddy dangled her from a 17th story balcony and then threw her against some furniture. Cassie was there that night.
This is at Cassie's apartment.
That's right. And during Cassie's testimony, Cassie said she saw it happen. And then Brianna gets on the stand and contradicts that.
Yes, the prosecution presented texts from Cassie to Diddy's employee, Christina Karam, saying, "I just found out some crazy,"
indicating that she didn't actually see it, but heard about this incident. Then there's also some problems with the timeline of when this may have occurred.
Because Brianna showed photos of her bruised back, allegedly caused by the incident, time-stamped September 26th. But Diddy's team is saying he wasn't even in LA then. He checked into a New York hotel on September 24th.
There's definitely some inconsistencies here that the jury's gonna have to wrestle with, but the idea that this is grounds for a mistrial, I mean, witnesses are cross-examined and we find little holes in testimony in every case.
And the judge said today he's going to rule on this tomorrow, and he might just look at it like that and say the same thing.
But if you're looking for a ruling today from someone with absolutely zero legal background,
it's not a mistrial.
Sustained!
It's very clear that regardless of what was said, nobody wants this to be a mistrial, right? The poll that we put up, and it was like overwhelmingly people like, no, this is not mistrial.
But doesn't it just make them feel like they have nothing if they just keep calling from the mistrial?
Kind of, except they're doing their job. Like they want to preserve these issues so that the judge will say no mistrial, and then they'll bring it up on appeal.
We'll find out more tomorrow.
So this is crazy. Billie Eilish has seemingly confirmed her romance with ex-Nickelodeon star Nat Wolff. This is a very steamy balcony kiss in Italy, and all I have to say is we have lost another one.
Who? The lesbians.
The lesbians. First it was JoJo, and at first we were confused with JoJo.
So was she.
And so was she.
Yeah. The second one was Fletcher. I don't know if you guys know about this one. Prominent queer artist with Billie Eilish. This is not just the last punch. This is like a knife in our lesbian hearts.
You seem really upset about this.
No, Chapel Roan is next. Chapel Roan is going to be dating a dude by the end of the month.
Yeah, you guys cannot lose Chapel.
But it's a rough month. It's a rough pride. But good for Billie and Nat Wolff.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. You'll get somebody back.
Yeah.
You could get Sabrina Carpenter out of this.
I hope you get her, actually. That would be fun.
You're not going to be invited, Charlie, okay?
She's already on her team in our mind, dude.
Coming up.
Last night was the Tony Awards, and Oprah Winfrey shaded Patti LuPone. Oh my God.
Tony beef is real beef.
It is not real beef. It's not even televised.
Yeah, it was on last night.
Just because no one watched it doesn't mean it wasn't televised.
Plus,
Fans are still concerned about Justin Bieber as he continued to post bizarre photos.
Why are people concerned about him? You guys don't know this guy.
You sound like them talking about Brittany now.
Devin, tell us, leave Justin alone.
Coming up.
Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker were booed by 17,000 people.
This happens every time they put a Kardashian on a big screen at a sporting event.
Yeah, I know.
Be right back. Was it not William Shakespeare who once said, "You can point at my flaws, or you can recognize your own, little bitch"? Actually, no, that one was Justin Bieber.
Fans are still concerned about Justin Bieber as he continued over the weekend to post concerning photos and captions.
I mean, he doesn't think they're concerning, obviously.
Justin in red, Justin in blue, and a series of posts, but for who? Or whom? For instance, Justin says, tired of transactional relationships. If I have to do something to be loved, that's not love.
A lot of people think this has to do with him and Haley. Other people think this has to do with him and Scooter because they had a big falling out.
If it doesn't have to do with him and Haley, he's then okay with people assuming as much.
The transactional thing isn't about Haley.
No, it's for sure about Scooter.
Could be about a damn kitty cat. We don't freaking know. But Justin's fans are going to town over this, saying dude's unraveling and needs help. Then, of course, there's his other post about, you can point at my flaws.
Or you could recognize your own little biatch.
Biatch and bitch are very different words. One's fun, kind of.
You should never use biatch.
He's using social media like his diary.
It's embarrassing.
By the way, I think the little bitch thing was really pointed to all the fans who are so concerned about him.
Why are people concerned about him?
You sound like them talking about Brittany now. You're like, he's fine, leave him alone. Yeah! Secret believer over here.
Devin, tell us, leave Justin alone.
In any event, hang in there, Justin. Nice pants.
This whole situation was really just like a sad, unfortunate situation.
Brittany Ferlin is getting into a little more detail about her and Tommy Lee's breakup.
I reached a place of loneliness in my marriage where I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
So lonely that she was talking to ChatGPT like it was like a significant other.
It's happening.
I was so lonely at one point that I was like talking to ChatGPT and I was like, can you talk to me like nicely and like lovingly and give me love?
This is becoming just a big thing now with ChatGPT, people using it as like that are just lonely and want someone to talk to.
You can have conversation with it.
It's just more reasons for guys not to talk to girls. Dating apps made it so easy for a guy to avoid rejection, so they are less likely to approach a girl in person.
You're wrong about AI. It'll reject you. It'll say, I have a headache tonight.
It like says nice things to you and it's
that wasn't
sweet.
foreshadowing that
and
a girl needed a hug.
And now TMZ presents Tony Beef, starring, no, way off. It's Oprah Winfrey and Patti LuPone! And if you don't know who Patti LuPone is, she's...
Most famous because she's in Wicked.
She wasn't in Wicked, so we have to take your card back. Your actor's equity card, that is. No, Patty's a Broadway legend, but in a recent interview, she shaded actresses Keisha Lewis and Audra McDonald, which many perceived as racist and degrading. Patti apologized, but Oprah just had to stir the pot at the Tony Awards last night.
Our celebration of this astounding year in live theater turns to the women whose work sparked lively conversations among theater fans.
Ooh, Oprah, you're lucky Patty wasn't there and that nobody gives a crap about Broadway. Kidding! Lots of big stars were there. Keanu Reeves, Katie Holmes, George Clooney, Nicole Scherzinger won for Sunset Boulevard, and Darren Criss won for some show we'll never see. But this all raises one important question.
Do the Tonys have after parties?
They do, and they contain a lot of jazz hands. No, we meant, did Patty learn her lesson? Who knows? But we definitely learned something. What a play is!
I thought all plays have music.
No, musicals have music.
Straight people. What are you gonna do, right? Thanks, Oprah and Patty!
Kourtney Kardashian, Travis Barker, and their baby Rocky were booed by 17,000 people at the WWE Money in the Bank Premium Live event in Los Angeles here.
It's because he's with a Kardashian.
This happens every time they put a Kardashian on a big screen.
Yeah, I know. It has nothing to do with Travis Barker. Not a wrestling guy, but the videos of Logan Paul from this were insane.
No wrestling fan is a fan of Logan Paul, but that guy can wrestle. Like, he is so good.
Was that not insane?
You're a Logan Paul guy.
You're a Logan Paul guy.
I'm not a Logan Paul guy.
Pretty impressive, man.
I'm just saying, Devin's like in awe that this guy did a backflip onto a table.
I mean, you couldn't do a cartwheel without injuring yourself.
I'm not saying I can.
You would evaporate into a puff of weed smoke, dude.
Emily Ratajkowski turned 34. She had a very great theme, booty. She had a cake made out of quinita booty right there.
Now let's get into the real cake. And yes, this clip is gonna be 3 seconds too long because I'm proud of my twerking.
Oh my.
Here's the, wait, what's that?
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Ben Affleck, The Rock, and Jamie Foxx. Buses depart daily from the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, so head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Emily Ratajkowski turned 34. She had a very big birthday party with a very great theme, booty. She had a cake made out of quinita booty right there. She posted a video of the party.
You know I'm a Gemini, so actually Leo rising and Aries moon, if that means anything to any of you all, basically means that I was destined to love my birthday, which I do. I basically consider it a national holiday.
She was shaking it a lot. Looks like just at her house.
Herself, or is it a funny gift from someone else?
A friend.
I hope it was a gift from someone.
Oh my.
Here's the, wait, what's that?
That was her butt. That was her butt.
You guys, she has a great butt. You're late to the party.
No, I just didn't know that she could move it like that.
I think it's her dress, too.
Based on that, she should have ordered a Jell-O mold instead of cake.
Oh my God, it's hypnotizing.
Yeah.
I think Devin and Charlie need 5.
Thank you so much for coming with me on this journey.
Coming up.
The TMZ Celebrity Tour Bus was part of the LA Pride Parade. So many of our TMZ people showed up.
The real star of the parade was Christina's husband. He's a very attractive gentleman. At one point, he took his shirt off in the middle of the parade to change shirts.
The TMZ Celebrity Tour Bus was part of the LA Pride Parade. It was awesome. So many of our TMZ people showed up. Charlie showed up, Christina showed up, Eric showed up, Tawanda showed up. Derek said he was gonna show up, he didn't show up. But it was awesome. Charlie was like the queen of the tour bus.
I like stepped into my cheerleader mode.
I'm sorry. No shade to Charlie Neff, but the real star of the parade was Christina's husband. Aside from the fact that he's just, a very attractive gentleman, congratulations, Christina. At one point, he took his shirt off in the middle of the parade to change shirts.
He was given a Fox t-shirt to give, and we're just out in the middle of the road. Where's he gonna get changed?
Does your husband need a job?
No, he doesn't.
Shirtless tour guide, I don't know.
Come on, Christina. We've never had a hot Australian guy.